This is my favorite letter because it's a unique sound to Tamil, and it was really hard to like get because I still don't know it.
It's just such a beautiful letter to write, and it looks like someone sitting cross-legged, holding like a palm frond as an umbrella. That's what I always think about when I see this letter.
So this is the letter Ja, and the reason why I like it is because a lot of people get confused with the letter I, the I, and it's also not part of the regular alphabet, it's part of the Sanskrit group, and it's part of my name as well.
Vanakkam. Either end a favorite letter because Uka Anjirikide.
Hi.
Maybe my last 4 years of living in Guelph, I didn't really speak much Tamil unless it was to my dad, right? And then I moved to university, and at first the Tamil friends that I hung out with, I didn't really, it was just English, right? But now sometimes even with lavender or something like that, I'll make a joke and there'll be a Tamil word or two in it. It starts to come up because you start hanging out with people that are also, they can understand some of the same jokes or laugh at some of the same jokes, so you start putting in, a little more Tamil, and I started to notice, when I was doing that, the Tamil was really still there. I didn't realize how ingrained in me it was, and then eventually I got into teaching.
And the Tamil teacher's like, oh, okay, well, let me hear you sing it, or do you know Tamil? And I'm like, no. It's like, okay, so you shouldn't be singing, or something like that, because I'm like, okay, what the hell? So that was it was demotivating and then motivating at the same time. You know what I mean? And it really got me places. So.
Okay, so we're just going to review Vetrame, which is prepositions. In English, it's not a direct translation, but then it's similar to prepositions. So there's 8 of them. Okay, what if I say clean the table?
துப்புரவா என்ன
Tuppara vakungi singing tupparavu akungu. It's spoken in Tamil.
So I always identified as being Tamil, but it seemed like having the language was a really important part of how the community defined itself or how the community identified itself.
So it's been Udun and Oda.
Well, Oda is with, Udan is along with, but they're essentially the same thing
okay.
too.
That was my first language, but then I just started speaking English when I started going to school, and then I lost the language, and that's why I wanted to take the classes again.
So Nyayam is
Justice.
justice.
Right? Yeah.
So now this is written in colloquial spoken Tamil.
Okay.
But if you want to say Nam or Nama, Nyayama, Nadathappadalena, Sattathoda. So that's how you get Odu. So Sattathudan or Sattathodu, Sattatthudaya, Udaviyai Nadalam.
I remember finding old letters from my grandparents to my mom, and I couldn't read any of it. But I knew they were talking about things that were happening in their lives at that point, right? And it's just something I don't have access to because I just don't have access to this language that my parents all know, right? So I think that kind of it was kind of something I wanted to learn because I could just access these things, and even books that are in Tamil. Just the whole world that you don't have access to.
My parents, because they came here, from a totally different mindset, and they were here by they weren't. I guess they were here by choice and not by choice, And the thing is, what's different for us is that we had to not just fit in, we had to also try to figure out where we're from as well.
She just wanted me to succeed, and success, I guess, just comes. It's just she thinks you gotta be more, because it's white, you gotta knowing more of the European languages will be more beneficial to your success than knowing Tamil. And I felt it was actually the opposite, because I felt there's a lot of Tamil people here, and I was in even with my cousins, like I just felt so different from them because I didn't know as much Tamil as them. So yeah.
When would you use the preposition of? Or when do you think you'd use the preposition of?
To plural.
I think it was something.
So how would you say by the tree? Huh? No, by the tree.
Oh, next, not purchasing.
No,
Meanwhile.
yeah. It's a comment.
Yeah, you can say the Marathi.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Like people making fun of you for not having the right accent or not knowing the words or not pronouncing or using the right words at the right time, and it's like, okay, appreciate that I'm trying to learn, right, and that you want me to speak this, but you know, it's
like you can only speak it in this one specific way, and if you don't, you're not speaking Tamil properly.
yeah, and that, you know, I mean, we're all at different stages in our knowledge or comfort or acquisition or whatever of the language, and like, yeah, accents should be allowed to speak it in the accent that is natural to us. I really like the environment of the classes because they're informal but they're still educational, and we learn in lots of different ways. Like, it's not just like, here's the alphabet, here's like things for you to read, and now read them and you have learned them all. But it's like there's discussion, we watch things, like she has really cool educational materials as well that she brings in, and it's like more than anything else, it's an open and supportive space to learn Tamil, and that's what I really appreciate about the classes. Like, the materials aren't just like these decontextualized things where it's like talking about like the scenery or something that happened on someone's day, but they're like connected to things like human rights or women's rights or the right to love anyone that you want to love. Like, I think those have such resonances with like how we think and what we experience in our lives, that like that connection was really important to the materials we're using to learn Tamil.
I think like, okay, if you're Tamil, like that's just it. Like, you're just Tamil. Like, I think that I don't think it's about like food or like what you watch or like if you even like speak the language or whatever. It's like you're Tamil, like that's it.
Yeah. If you self-identify.
Yeah, even if you like, if you believe,
Yeah.
Aarthi, actually,
Master.
change of plans. So for this last Tamil class, we have a small gift for you and Suji.
Thank you for all you
Yeah.
done for us.
Yeah, thank you for teaching us.
Your
And there's
hard
one for-
work and dedication.
Yeah, even though like sometimes only 2 of us came.
Yeah, you're always there.
Yeah, and like we really appreciate that.
Such an awesome.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, justifiably, she's the actual one who does the teaching.
But
and then-
you're the dedicated TA.
Yeah, I call myself a TA for a
Yes,
reason.
yes. TA and teacher, both very dedicated.
You guys are very touched.
Very,
Is it
very
Mati, right?
supportive
Mati?
classes.
Yeah, and like such interesting subject matter.
Yeah.
Yes. And really creative.
Yeah.
Nandri Vati.
This is A. It's my favorite letter because it's the first letter of my name, and I have incorporated it in my signature, which is this.